Welcome back to another behind the scenes at the film look, and what we're going to be doing today is going to the location for our next short film and kind of doing first looks. So what we're going to do is set up some lights, kind of feel out the space and see how big it is and just get a feel of what we need to shoot. Then we can start to think about that. So I'm currently just packing up some equipment, not too much, just some lights, camera, just to do first looks. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Stay around.
So you may already recognise this space here. This is the assembly hall that we used for our last short film, Backstage. We love the location so much that we're going to use it in our latest short, the Asylum Groove, which is a film challenge we got from Nate's Film Tutorials, link down below, check out his channel. He's got us to do a film with one word of dialogue. He says that we make films with quite a bit of dialogue, and he's challenged us to try and use as little dialogue as possible. So we're only allowed to use one word, and this is the location for the Asylum Groove, coming out soon. Over the last few projects, we've always stood at the location before we start shooting, before we start storyboarding, really sometimes before we've even finished writing the script. We're standing here right now and ideas just seem to be flooding in with sort of the existing footage, the colour of the walls, the fact that they're peeling, and they all give off these visual clues that hopefully we can embed into the film and help it achieve more of the film look. We've got all these sofas, chairs, we've got a bed, we've got loads of old sort of horrible furniture, and the idea for the film is that there's this guy in an insane asylum and he's trying to clear the room, but the film, it's not completely in reality, it's a little bit abstract in a certain way. And what we'll want to try and do is arrange the furniture to look like it's deliberately maybe staged in a certain way, not to give complete answers towards the film, but to just make it feel a little bit weird. Obviously, with being sort of low-level indie filmmakers, we don't have room for a budget, so it means we can't spend an awful lot making the perfect space. What we can do is use what we've got in an interesting way, and whatever location you end up in, just try and have a think about what already exists in it and how you can use it instead of just trying to clear the room. Production design's not about cleaning your bedroom, it's about making the space look like it's lived in. You don't want it to be synthetic, you don't want it to be clean. If anything, you want it to be as dirty as possible.
One of the good things about this room is the two big windows that's either side and actually at the bottom end of the room. There's loads of light coming in. It's quite a sunny day anyway, so what I've been testing is the light levels in here, so everything from as close to the window and how exposed that is to the middle of the room, because what we want to do is we don't want to overexpose the windows. We want to kind of underexpose them, and then the key on the subject will be exposed for him. With it being so bright, we know we're going to need a big light to kind of get the exposure in the room. So I've been doing some like light meter readings from the Slumu light meter, which I'm testing, and I'm currently about 3 stops different from the outside to the inside. So we've been doing some test shots with the camera, I've got Richard to stand in, so we're not overexposing in the background, and we're going to try and expose him. I've taken some stills, and the good thing about stills, it's got the data on, so it shows you what f-stop and ISO and shutter speed you're shooting at. The video file don't do that, so it's kind of a little tip. Take some stills as well, because you can go onto the computer and find this metadata, and it's just handy to have, which so I can work out later on kind of what light levels we need to read. So this is the end of like the first day of just the first looks in the room. It's always good to kind of come into the room and walk around and kind of feel the space and get some ideas for it, do some lighting tests like we've done today.
Yeah, so we always split the way we work, so we've always got the creative side on one side and then we've got the technical side, and they're always working parallel with each other. And just by sitting in here, by standing and moving stuff around, we're already adapting the film to suit what currently exists, which makes it sort of embed into the real world a little bit more. And then on the technical side, working out how we can actually shoot this film at the same time. So it's always best to do both if you can. You got to be a technical filmmaker as well as a creative one, because either your films are going to have a great story but we can't see what they look like, or you're going to have a great looking film that doesn't mean anything.
So yeah, that's the end of this day, and the film, I don't know when we'll make the film. Soon?
This year.
Yeah.